Hi, everyone. Welcome to Curated by Becta's Meal Kit number 46 for the week of March 30th to April 4th. Happy Easter for those of you who have ordered one of our packages for your Easter celebration. Thank you. For everyone else, just thanks for all the great support this week. We're excited to cook for you and with you. We got a really special menu tonight. The pork belly wraps, this is probably my son's desert island food. So Chef Rich, you're making Shannon very happy tonight. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I know I am going to, and especially my son and wife are going to. So why don't we go ahead and get started? So 10 minutes in the oven. We've got this beautiful hot smoked rainbow trout. And the roasty, put it on a baking sheet with some parchment paper, 425-degree oven for 10 minutes. Put it on the bottom rack. Hey Google, set a timer for 10 minutes. Always good to put a timer on. Next up, we're going to get into the appetizer. So we got our lovely pork belly. So let's get a pan nice and warm, medium-high heat. We've got a little grapeseed oil here, but you can use canola oil at home as well. Anything that's neutral, olive oil, the smoking content is a little low, so it's going to smoke before you want it to. And while that is warming up, I've already gone ahead and put the lettuce wraps on the plate. But let's talk about this delicious wine. We featured this one at least once before in the curated packages because it's so delicious. So it's a Vernaccia di San Gimignano from Tuscany. Anyway, a little known grape, but makes a super delicious, minerally, but rich and nutty wine. Very good with exotic, more Asian flavors that we've got with the appetizer. Lovely. Okay. Pan is going to be nice and warm. We're going to do pork belly. So you should have 6 pieces for 2 people, three pieces per person. Put in the canola oil, and then we're going to turn it over after 2 minutes. Now, this is a dish that requires a lot of work on our chef's part. They have to do all the curing and all the smoking and then all the rendering, and then you just fry it up and have some fun with it. In the meantime, this is pretty easy because I'm going to use that pan on that stove. Why don't we go ahead and warm up this pan so that we get it going. And while the pork belly is cooking, we can take a look at our gorgeous desserts tonight. So a lemon and white poppy seed tart, white chocolate poppy seed tart, I think that is supposed to say. So let me make sure with tarragon and white chocolate ganache. So super easy, just the tart on the plate. I'm going to try 2 different plating styles. One is going to be underneath. Lovely. And another one I'm going to try drizzling over top. You guys play around with it and see which one you like. I'm going to try a combination of both, in fact. There we go. I think I like this one the most, but I'm going to turn my pork belly over. Now it's going to render out some fat, so let it cool down afterwards once it's crispy, and then you can put it in your compost, or we keep a can in the fridge for just such a reason. Clean up our plates. So our dessert, super easy and super pretty. Very spring-like. Thanks, Chef Meg. You did an excellent job on that. Megan, our sous chef, does all of our desserts and are curated by Becta packages. All right. I'm going to turn this guy off now because the pork belly is going to be ready in a jiffy, and I'm going to look to our instructions for our main course vegetables. We're going to saute the carrots and Brussels sprouts in 1 tablespoon of canola oil per person, stirring occasionally. And I know that we're going to get some butter out, which I totally forgot to bring out before. So 2 tablespoons, so 1 per person, is what we're going to toss in once things get rolling there. This is actually a really simple meal kit this week. I'm going to make sure the pork doesn't burn, but is the right amount of crispiness. I might have turned it over a little bit early. Perfect. Now I'm going to get a little trivet so that I don't burn the countertop, because I always like cooking on gas more than I do on this induction stuff. So we'll turn that guy off. So our Brussels sprouts and our carrots going in. A little saute there. All right. Now our pork belly plating. So 1 piece of pork belly per lettuce leaf. Some are bigger than others, so maybe pick the small ones for the small and the big ones for the big. This is the thing about independent restaurants, is that not everything is perfectly sized. Everything. I know that one's going to be my son's because we're going to have some more mayo on it. Don't forget to get your pickled onions ready, your marinated onions, because they're going to go in a little bit. Hit this with a little bit of salt and pepper. Sometimes I forget when I'm doing the videos, and that's kind of embarrassing. All right. So, dollop mayo next, and then finish with the radish, mint, and peanuts. Okay. Oh man, this looks good. This is kind of like Easter flavors. Probably different than the ham that you had growing up with your parents. Hey, for those of you who are joining us for the first time, because we've started doing some Facebook and Instagram advertising lately, and I've noticed that there's quite a few ladies who have been signing up from the advertising. The demographics are that 90% of our new customers are women. So I wanted to say welcome and thank you. Okay, next, let's go with the mint. 1 little mint sprig on each. Oh, there we go. And then our pickled radishes. It's probably more than you need in here, but we like to be generous and abundant. But make sure you can still see the stuff underneath. I forgot I had turned off the, uh-oh. Did I just break my stovetop? I think I might have. Oh, we're going to have to go back to this one. This is why we have multiple things. That's pretty funny. I think I just broke the stovetop. All live. You guys get the unfeathered access to all the bloopers as they occur. Hopefully the video works out. I don't have to re-record it. I did that a couple times where I thought the video was recording and it turns out it wasn't. Now we got our crushed peanuts and I had to do it over again. Look, I'm pretty happy eating Chef Rich's food anytime I can, but it was frustrating because I had to redo it not once but twice, because when I recorded it the second time I was so embarrassed that I put it on high speed setting. So I recorded the whole 20-minute video in about 30 seconds. It was tough for people to make it out, so I had to do it again. There we go. All right. Let's see which one is more picture worthy here. Here we are. Our lovely seared pork belly wraps with pickled radish, mint, Asian mayo, and spiced peanuts. I'm sure I'm going to have to give my son a little bit extra of those tonight, and I'll probably get some more of his trout. Okay, so let's talk about the red wine for a second. This is a little Spanish red, Clos le Jeune from Bobal. Manchulia, a lesser known Spanish wine region that is inland from Valencia, specializes in the Bobal grape variety. Let's see what Connor waxes poetic about. Ripe cherry and raspberry fruit, vibrant acidity, limestone mineral expressed in a coastal salty feel, herbaceous and savory finish. I would agree with that. Okay, this is looking really good. Okay, the butter is going to go in then. And as soon as that's melted, we're going to put the pickled or marinated onions in there. Marinated red onion. Hey, Google, off. All right, just in time. Butter's there. Let me see if I'm supposed to put, yeah, I don't think you put your juices in. You can put a little bit, but we don't want all that vinegar in there. We just want a little bit of vinegar. And we're going to give it a stir. And I'm going to shut the power off here and let it keep cooking to warm up. But the onions are going to be plated on top separately. So let's keep that in mind. Oh, man. This is looking so good and smelling so good that the smokiness is really coming through. For those of you who ordered last week, you know that the smoked Cornish hen was out of this world, and it was the smell that was just amazing. Okay, so plating the roasty first, followed by trout on top. And we're going to plate. Ooh, c'est chaud. Probably use a spatula. Don't do what I'm doing with the tongs. Silly me. Okay, a little more salt and pepper for good measure. The trout you shouldn't need to season because it's been smoked. It's also been a little bit cured. Yes. Okay, so again, we're going to put the onions aside when you're doing the plating. So just the veg is going to go down. Try to separate it, of course. It's going to get a little messy. And, you know, I see that our premier is talking about lockdowns again. So maybe by the time you watch this video, lockdowns have already happened. I hope that's not the case. I hope that people stay at home and do what they're supposed to and only go to restaurants with people of their own household, which is a real respite right now because we're all trapped at home. But we will keep cooking for you long into this. Okay, so we've got the red onions next. But first, we have this horseradish cream. And that is going to go right on the smoked trout. Don't let it run off. It's hot, so we'll see how that goes. And then finally, our pickled red onion, or marinated red onion, I should say. I keep saying pickled. I'm just going to do a little bit of pepper on the cream for some color. Make sure you always clean up the plate, especially if you're going to be posting on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. And thanks for you guys that do that, because it's wonderful for us. More people get to find out about our service. Yeah, I think I'm going with this one. There we are, a lovely smoked rainbow trout on potato roasty with the Brussels sprouts, the carrots, the horseradish cream, and the marinated onions. I hope you enjoy your dinner. Thanks for ordering. Thanks for the amazing support. And I hope we get to cook for you and with you again soon.